Hey everybody. Well, back in the studio after a really amazing summer with probably, I know I always say this, but how do you how do you top these kids? And we did 8 weeks of uh, of boot camp, 10 in the morning till 10 at night, 5 days a week, covering so much stuff. It was really fun and no drama. Everybody got along. I don't know. Keep pinching myself. Okay, so I get this Facebook thing, and I read it, and I thought it was really cool, and I want to read it to you guys. So this is from a guy named Robert, and he wrote, "Good day, Sir Borenstein." Well, anybody who's going to call me Sir Borenstein is going to definitely get what they want. Now I wish to preface this by saying I have barely any money and probably won't ever be able to afford your material, at least not in the next few years. Well, money doesn't, we have to charge money because people charge us money. You go to the grocery store, they don't say, okay, sorry, you don't, have to pay. So I sell my artwork, I make money, and then it goes away immediately. As soon as I get it, the money is gone. So, but that doesn't mean that Robert doesn't get what he needs, okay? So we will make sure Robert gets what he needs. So I would understand if you would rather not answer. No, that wouldn't happen. But since you're one of the few people who seems to truly understand form, like they did before 1900s, I do have two questions for you, if you don't mind. Yes, of course. I was in high school before the 1900s. I went to school, high school with these guys, Rubens, Michelangelo, and of course Velasquez. We used to call him Veli. He hated it. So then he wanted to be called VQ because he knew in the future that would be GQ and he would finally be sexy. When I look at the forehead of old masters, okay, Robert, you're looking at an entire naked person and you're focusing on the forehead. Yeah, okay, we're going to talk about that. When I look at the forehead of the old masters and at some of the explanations of current day material, they don't match up. A VQ forehead has tons of very elegant forms inside of it that make it look normal. Okay, Robert, are you sure you're not looking at the torso? Because there's some really pleasant forms on the torso, the female torso, that we might want to introduce you to, okay? And if you're on the other side of the street, that's perfectly fine. I can introduce you to the male ones too. But that's definitely something we're gonna have to talk about, okay? So we'll have to get together and have coffee and kind of broaden your horizons a bit on that. Okay, so we have a lot of normal, all right, well, contemporary info just indicates it as a simple flat surface from side to side. Oh, maybe they never finished the drawing, who knows. Can you make a very simple drawing as to the different forms you have found so far for the forehead, clearly showing the planes? Yes, I will do that for you right now. Okay. So the second question we'll do on another, maybe Corey, I'll put him on the same video, but I'll have to do them on different videos. That one is same question, but for the upper part of the front torso. Now you're getting somewhere, Robert. Now we're going to some place that you can get your hands around. Okay. The pectoralis, yes. Major are at best is shown as a few sausages that go from side to side. Okay, Bob, were you actually alive back then with Velasquez? Because he was very self-conscious of his chest. He had sausage boobs. And it's not in any history book, so it's really interesting how you picked up on the VQ's sausage boobs, because he was very, very self-conscious of that. So I'm wondering if maybe that was you in the locker room. I don't know. Maybe something we need to talk about. But if I look at old master drawings, there's so much more going on. That is true, which seems to also happen in your drawings. Yes, because I posed for all of these great Renaissance drawing, like Michelangelo's David, the slaves. Those are all me. And I'm still mad at Mike for doing the big hand, small winky thing. And I'm going to continue to talk to him about that. But yes, you are right. Us Renaissance people have amazing chests. So you have time. So if you have time and are willing, a very simplistic form planar drawing of this would be much appreciated. Yes, I will do a self-portrait of my chest for you today. Now, I wouldn't mind if you had to wait a year or longer. No, you're only waiting a little over a week. I'm crunched right now, but I'm going to take this little break, and we're going to do this for you. And as I said, I'm poor. Well, let's try to fix that. If we can train you and you can get out there and start working, you won't be poor anymore. So let's do that. So I'd fully understand if you rather didn't. Nope, always there for you guys. But I seriously appreciate your time and knowledge. Thank you. I will tell my wife that I have knowledge. No, I'm only kidding. She thinks I'm smart. If you could guide me along the right path, if possible. Okay, Robert, this is for you. We are dedicating these videos to you, and you are as important as anybody and everybody. So the first one I'm going to do is a VQ forehead, and he was very sensitive about the foreheads, and he made them really big. Now, he made his foreheads really tall to compensate for other parts of his body that weren't. So we have a guy who became very famous as an artist, but, you know, I think he's overcompensating for his sausage boobies and, well, you know, larger forehead. Okay, so now I'm going to press pause, do the drawing of the forehead where I'm going to break it down for planes and rhythms, and then I'm going to do a self-portrait of my chest for you. Okay? All right, Robert, let's get to work. All right, Robert, here we go. So I don't know where you live. Don't know where you're from. But there we go. So this is going to be kind of a rare thing because I'm only doing crazy lectures at my school, and the rare, you know, situation like we're doing here. No more at the colleges, no more. The sensitivity has become very sensitive to the level where it's too dangerous. I mean, a lot of comedians are, they're not performing at the universities anymore. So I still truly love my students, but it's just getting to the point where it's just too dangerous. And it's interesting also because most of my lectures, you know, the crazy stuff comes from movies. And, you know, even though I get to hang out, you know, with really young kids, which keeps you young, because, you know, your peer group, you know, they're at my school, they're middle school kids, high school, and then, you know, I'm very lucky also that I get to, you know, associate with the new geniuses, you know, the college. You know, the movies that I'm referencing in my crazy, stupid lectures, they've never seen them. And I didn't, you know, I mean, who hasn't seen Young Frankenstein, you know? Put the candle back, put your shirt back on. But they have never seen it. Or, you know, the Lethal Weapon, you know, movies, you know. So when I'm doing, you know, you get screwed in the drive-thru, you know. Well, that's from Joe Pesci, you know. I don't even know who Joe Pesci is. So it's time to move on. You know, it's exhausting to try to do these lectures, you know, with this crazy, crazy narrative, and, you know, and try to be in character, you know, it's acting. But, you know, as animators, we do act, and timing is important. So I try to get that in the classroom. But it's had its time. So I'm kind of glad that it's over. But here we can have some fun. And then at my school, oh man, you know, we have a lot of fun there. The kids are adorable, and they're wild. They're so funny. We could do a reality TV show at our school, you know, at Sheldon's Art Academy, and I mean, I think people would be just cracking up. It is so funny. But I love the kids, and like I said, they keep my wife and I young, and For me, I've been so lucky my entire career that I've had so many people teach me for free, mentor me, and it's, you got to pay it back. Just keep paying it back and saying thank you. So that's my college, and I do love my students, most of them. Okay, here we go. I love everybody. So there's your basic shape. Let's see what we got going here. So there you go, and Corey will lighten it up. So there's your lay-in, and anatomy-wise, you're going to have a triangle here, your procerus. Corrugator is going to come this way. We're going to come up to the brow. Now this is where your head turns right here. This is where your forehead turns. So if you put your finger right there at the midline and walk on over, and where it turns, okay, that's where your eyebrow is going to turn, okay? Some fun stuff like your tear duct here, okay, is going to line up with your nostril and your fang, on your teeth. So that's kind of fun, because I do facial reconstruction. I have an incredible mentor named Tracy. She's amazing. She teaches me a ton. So, and then your rhythm chart's going to come in this way. And, I love the Riley. I got to study Riley for 6 years along with my other teachers. And it definitely has its place. Not a problem. So the Riley chart, we teach it to 6 and 7-year-olds at our school. And but we also combine, with a lot of other stuff. It's not just one thing. So that's important that the kids at our school are learning from so many different teachers, many of which are not even around anymore. So we got to keep their teaching alive. And then, of course, the ones who are alive and will live forever, like my mentor, Vilpu. Glenn is, without Glenn, I wouldn't not be the artist I am today. And his kindness and taking me in when I was only, 19 years old and teaching me and giving me opportunities. So he is my buddy. We've been friends for a really long time. So your planes, you have your rhythm chart, and then your planes just kind of, they'll change because of the way, you smile and stuff. So the rhythm is your anatomy. Your rhythm chart is your anatomy. And I'm just blocking this in. And then your planes is because, and how things move. So like here, if he's smiling, you're going to get a box shape here. So you got that, Robert? Okay, here we go. So you learn your rhythms, and my stuff will most likely not be on, New Masters soon, but I do have massive videos that are free on YouTube, so you can go take a look at those, and then we're going to do a series of videos that are extremely affordable that will be also available. So we got that. And then, so you see these planes here. So this is when you animate. So you can see you get that nice, block shape here. You see how it moves. Okay, so we got that. Okay. So Robert will make sure that, you can continue to get what you need. Just, just email Corey, and he'll tell you where to find stuff. And as much as we'll be doing videos that are for purchase, there'll be a lot of the videos like this one that will be, available to you that are free, okay? Because we got to keep this education going. So again, the rhythms, Riley or whatever you want to call it, it's all the same stuff. It kind of goes back to Albrecht-Dichter, back when I was in high school. We used to make fun of him, but we're not going to get into that. He was a smart guy, nice guy. Al, we used to call Al. We used to go Albrecht-Dichter, and he would get really mad, and it's just a joke, Al. But we used to call him Al. He was so smart, so talented, and but his rhythm chart was Riley too. It's all the same. So it's not like we're, it's not like it's it's just one person. The anatomy was kind of invented anyways. Okay, so we got that. I got that. So that's just going ahead and putting in. Just block this in real quick. You know, there's your eyeball. Your eye's the size of a quarter. Okay, and it fits inside the eye socket, and there's your eye socket right there. That's your bone. Okay, and then this is your rhythm on top. But you have a forehead thing, Robert, and you know, it's okay. You know, I think you know, a lot of the masters had forehead things too. You know, they just, I don't know, they liked foreheads. Okay, here we go. You know, a lot of them, it was feet and foreheads. I guess it kind of rhymed, you know. Maybe that was the first rap song, feet and foreheads, you know, feet and foreheads. I can't rap, but if I could, maybe it was feet and foreheads. Maybe, you know, it was a prelude to something. I don't know, maybe if they had an internet, they would have a feet and forehead internet. I don't know. Okay, now, for your forehead, your triangle is going to go here, and it's going to go straight up. And then here's your side plane there, and there's your side plane. So there's your planes. And then they're going to come up this way, and it's going to turn and go down, okay? And then these are planes, and then this goes back this way, okay? And then the hair is going to grow out of that. All right, we don't want this to be too long of a video. Now, you're going to have a rhythm here, which is your corrugator coming up, and then your epicranius comes down this way and connects kind of this round muscle that gives you all this personality. Okay, and this round thing here, because it's round, it could also be squared off, so that gives you planes there also. So we got that, and then there's planes. And then this is where this is going to turn, so that gives you planes. And then this turns this way because it turns, it gives you more planes. So these are halftones. So planes in the light are really just halftones, okay? So we got that. There we go. All right, so unless I'm doing something like this with you, we're gonna be careful with the humor. You know, I kind of am a big Robin Williams fan, and you know, kind of miss that guy. But when you're working as an artist, which I do, you're pretty quiet, and I will literally go 2 or 3 days without talking, from Saturday night till Tuesday. You know, if I'm working on a project, I'm recluse, and then I go to my school and we just have a blast. And then I go home and work into the night. So it's kind of fun to kick it up a little bit and pretend to be Robin Williams, which there's only one, and he was a genius. Here we go, what he could do with anything. But I have a good time with it too. Okay, so we're just putting in more of the planes. But now the light's going to come this way. So now we can get in there and have some fun. And this is where the cal stay cool, this, and the wave comes in, see? So now we just want to put that in. So let's see what we have. And we'll just start feeling the forms. Pretend that you're just walking up to someone on the street and just running your fingers along the bumps on their head. And just make sure cal stay cools. So if I have it going this way, I can cal stay cool back, you know, with the light going that way. So it goes that way and comes around. And I can go this way. I'm just going to stop here at this plane, which is a shadow in the light, so that's a halftone. You guys are going to hear some sirens going by. So what we're having here is a bunch of students who have never seen the origin of the humor. And that's proven itself to be a bit dangerous, because it's, the stuff back in the 70s was pretty intense. And, for me, not a whole lot happened since the 70s. I wasn't, and the disco was fun, but, listening, I mean, we had biblical music like Genesis and Led Zeppelin. We had, amazing stuff like, Pink Floyd. What do you have today? That other stuff. So, the movies were incredible. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, just amazing, Young Frankenstein, and just wild stuff, that was real edgy. Today, you don't want to be edgy, you got to be really careful. And I'm very sensitive to the microaggressions and the triggers, so we're just going to turn it off. It's only a switch. Okay, so what do we got? We got a planes here. Okay, and then we're gonna put this planes here, but it's all got a lot of rhythms in it. And then we have a plane here. And then this comes up this way. Now, every one of these little lines you're seeing that comes down here is a cross contour. So you want to do a little research, and you can do that online. And look at the anatomy for the forehead. So it's going to be the epicranius, and then it's going to be your procerus, which is here, and your corrugator, and that pretty much take care of you. So there's a plane there. Then it comes down, and then you get another plane there. And then it turns, goes this way. And then it's picking up the light again here off the midline. Then it comes down into kind of a halftone shadow here. And it picks up the light again here. And then it turns and goes away from us again here. And then we have a plane change here. And that turns into reflected light. So this will give us core, 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 and then core shadow here, the brow. Okay, then the hair, when you're doing the hair, try to put some flesh into the hair. So don't just put one line going all the way around. Allow it to be uneven, and put some flesh in there from the forehead. Now here we can push it, bring that out. So we got that. Everything has a rhythm. planes continue to come down. So it's catching light right there. A little bit there. It's catching the top right here, the zygomatic process, the cheekbone. That would be where his cheek, the orbit of the eye would be there. And just keep working your way down. So Robert, go to the website, go to like Sheldon's portfolio, and I think you'll be able to get it for free. If you buy the videos, they're really cheap. They're really cheap, okay? And Corey's going to know who you are because he's going to have to edit this stuff and put it up online. And, learn the rhythm chart. Okay, it's not that hard. And then start applying this stuff. As far as being a professional artist and everything, go for it. I never work a day in my life. I love it. I love what I do. And I love the people. And I have a great time. And, but you got to give it back, man. You got to give it back. All right, let's see how this looks. All right, so that's kind of a forehead. A little contrasty. Wow, it's really contrasty into the... we'll see how contrasty this is when Corey gets done with it. But you see the rhythms going this way, that way. And but these muscles are very pliable, so you're going to get all kinds of little wrinkles and stuff, which is pretty cool. All right, you ready to move on to the next one, which is Velasquez sausage boobs. It was really rough. I'll talk to you about it, but I'll talk to you about it in the next video. It was really rough. It was tough for him, having those boobs. All right, so I don't know if Corey's going to do this in 2 videos or 1 video, but if he's going to do it in 2 videos, then this is the end of the first video for Robert, who is very important. All right, I can keep working on this. So let's go to the next one.